Now, let's not draw anymore, okay? That's great. Let's leave that just in case, so we have more room, okay?
Yeah, I'll just put it on top of here.
Well, I just said don't draw anymore. So if you would have asked, that would have been more respectful. But to say that you're going to do it and I just told you not to is not respectful. Does that make sense?
Daddy, can I just do it like, I've had some spaces like maybe on the sides, like over here and places that you have.
Maybe like that, it's fine.
Huh?
Maybe like that. I'm gonna start evangelizing.
You can do one like in the corner, or in the corner here.
No opinion?
Here or there. Okay?
I don't get an opinion on anything? How do you
Opinion. The problem's there, right?
What do you think? What would you say abortion is? What do you think, man? What would you say abortion is?
It doesn't have to be up there. You can be whatever.
Yeah, you can write your own option if you want.
Yeah.
Healthy. Health care. I gotcha. What makes you say that?
Because women, it's their body.
Okay.
It's their body. Whatever they want to do to take care of themselves, it's their body.
So like their child is their body?
Yeah.
Interesting. What would you say, man?
Father, will you please fill us with your spirit,
Yeah, a lot of people.
your compassion.
Hey man, what do you think? What do you say abortion is?
I'm actually working on these parts. You can
What do you think, man?
I'm thinking like, for my...
There's no way people are going to stick around. God,
I
please
got
provide a harvest.
meet with you guys, tell me if I were thinking about having like an apologetic ceremony, like an event.
Hey, what would you say abortion is?
So
Write whatever you want.
It's healthcare.
we think
Okay.
we might might have a big event about it. What do you think abortion is? Might have to let you guys know.
A lot of times people disagree. What's up, Stasi? How you doing? Hey.
How are you?
What do you think of our question today, huh? Nice, incredible shirt.
Yeah.
Thanks. Had it for a while.
I can't remember your name. Is
Stasi.
Stasi?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay.
It's a tough one, huh? Neutral. Okay. Okay. What makes you say that?
I mean, it depends if you want to
Hey
keep
man,
it.
what do you think?
I mean, it kind of varies if you want to keep the kid or not.
Oh, we got a
Yeah,
vote?
yeah.
There you go.
Got one that said murder.
It doesn't have to be up there. You can have.
I'm gonna go with Where are you guys from?
I'm originally from St. Louis area, but we all live here in Manhattan.
Yeah.
What are you guys
Different
doing this
places.
for? Just support the area, kind of
Get things
started.
Yeah, get
We like to have good
discussions started
conversations, man,
yeah.
about truth.
There's a lot of discussion. Oh, there's my wall.
What matters.
There
Yeah.
you go. So you said murder.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Just because I believe it's a human life. And I feel like sex has kind of lost its importance in
What do
society.
you think, sir?
Kind of it's more
Write
about
whatever you want.
it's more about just doing it, and not about the repercussions or the importance of it.
No more drawing,
That's
okay,
from like a
Judah?
biblical Christian.
Papa
mindset.
said
Yeah.
do some.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Are you sure I didn't hear that?
Yeah, I mean, I would totally agree.
I trust you.
But
If I get there's
because
other
it's-
people's opinions too.
yeah,
And
yeah, exactly.
Other people got different views, and
Hey, man,
I
what
don't
would you
hate
say
them for
about
that. I
that?
mean,
Yeah.
it's what it is. Okay, so.
Yeah. I mean,
Man, what would you say?
absolutely. Would you also say it's still important to point out the fact that not just that it's like a biblical opinion,
Hey, what
but
would you
that God
say
actually
abortion
says, you know,
Yeah, I would
like,
say
hey,
God says like every life is important, and that's murder in that sense. But so yeah, but it's, again, you have to kind of respect other people's opinions, but at the same time understand that like in my moral opinion, like, it's wrong. It's horrible what happens to other things like that, especially late term abortions. It's probably even worse. But I would say they're both on the same level.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people. I know a lot of this came up because of the whole Texas thing too. It's sad that yesterday they just like some judge like disapproved of it or something. So, we'll see
Oh,
what
like shot it
happens.
down?
I think,
Yeah.
I think it got shot
I didn't
down.
hear that.
That's
Like
Yeah.
it was all just reversed?
Just one Austin judge or something.
Yeah. Like I think they
Oh,
passed
just
it
in
through
their city?
the legislature.
No, like whole state wise or something.
Yeah, the
It's like it's
legislature did it,
approved
or-
by judges or something.
And then
It's our judicial system.
Yeah.
Hey, man, what would you say?
It's like the judicial system and then the legislative system. So like you do something with the legislature.
Yeah, so like the senators and whatever pass that statewide, not
Statewide, right.
countrywide.
Yeah.
So then it goes.
And then they it gets challenged. It goes to the judicial, and then they just. It's I mean it's the exact same thing that's happened in so many other cases.
Lots of
And
options.
again, you can
write your
add,
own.
you know, if it's not up there, you're in school.
Anyways, guys, I gotta go to class.
Yeah,
Thank
man, what's
you
your
guys.
name?
Thomas.
Thomas.
Nice
Good
to meet you, Thomas.
Thomas.
Nice to meet you guys.
Jason.
My name and mine's Judah.
Oh yeah, this is
Nice to meet you too.
Judah.
Yeah, you man.
Sounds like
Okay, evil? Yeah, what makes you say that?
You can get to
I just think that people can have every right to practice safe sex, and it's their choice not to. And the only very controversial areas are less than 1% or less than 2%,
I heard no.
and that's just not enough to get sick in there.
Yeah.
I got you. So like,
Yeah. What is that, Judah? Is that a wolf or coyote or
That's,
something?
you know, that's like the
is it?
exception, which everyone always thinks
A weasel.
But that
A
doesn't
skunk
count.
was my next guess, and that would have been closer.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I would say
Okay, man. Hey,
the
are we
same thing as killing me, but I'd say there's also
Do
situations
you go to a church? You
where I
have like a
can
church
see
family?
letting your
No, I just occasionally go. Like when I visit family up near Savannah, I go.
Yeah. Cool, man. I know some folks who do that. Right? That's great, man. Well, hey,
Oh, who said that?
What's your favorite color, Judah?
Yeah.
You know, I think about it.
You guys have
I love
red.
God.
I love most of the colors, but most of them.
Yeah.
I love lots of colors.
Man, when
I
when
don't
my car's
just
down,
like
these
rainbow colors. I like any color.
Oh, there you go. That's cool.
And I'm not doing.
I agree that all life has a carousel, but I believe that letting someone die from an action is essentially making the choice to kill them yourself. So that so if an action would cause less loss of life
But at the end of the day,
than the loss of movement, that is preferable to doing nothing. It's a personal decision. That's why I'd say it's immoral, but I don't necessarily.
They're kind of like this isn't evil, like what I would call it.
Yeah. Something like that. What do you think, ma'am? Abortion is what? That okay. You're evil.
Yeah, probably.
It doesn't. I don't believe that posts
Sure.
are made and
Oh, there you go. That
I
works.
think that morality
You got it.
should be judged on case by case.
This is fun.
That works.
I think there is an objective standard, but I think that humans are not qualified to judge it. I don't think it is. It is not.
Da-da-da-da-da.
you get what was this guy's
What do you
name?
think? Abortion is what? And it doesn't
I
have
think there is an
murder?
objective standard.
Okay.
I think that most people are not
God bless you.
able to understand objective morality.
Oh, remember. So, hold on. He said it too.
Not necessarily not able.
Here through the 4.
I don't
That's
think
a
Fifth
5.
one goes diagonal.
Here, I'll show you.
Yeah,
Oh, you got it. You got it. Yeah. Great. And then 6. Yeah, you got it. Just like that, brother. What do you think, ma'am? Yeah?
lots of people saying it now.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I was listening to you. Because again, I think that human life has a inherent value, and I think that inaction that causes the loss of life is the same as action that causes the loss of life. Yeah.
Try whatever you want.
Good.
Good? Okay.
choice. Not everyone.
There's forgiveness and trust.
Because I mean, if the term kills the mother, for example,
So
A
good.
choice? Should we put choice up there? You think?
Sure. Why not? What would you say abortion is?
I think trying to say both is the best answer. I mean, if I were a doctor, I would know. I would never advise someone against abortion, but I don't think that the law should be
I'm not going to give you a quote-unquote.
Oh, nice. Are you with? Question?
I stopped by.
They always have questions.
no,
From what I picked up, like, that's
This is
personally, I've seen a lot of I don't know, I guess you guys can listen to some
I think the first
Are you doing a
should
study?
be the benefit of society the most.
No, it's more for conversation.
Whether it's good or bad.
oftentimes the
What would you say?
declining
I'm a woman.
due to
Okay.
a increase in same-sex marriages beyond
I would disagree. I think there are things that are good that are bad for society, and things that are evil that are good for society.
Yeah, I always like just talking to see, like, because obviously everyone has different opinions. Like this, especially like abortion's pretty like discussion topic. Like people are gonna sometimes. But I
In
was
general,
like, even if someone has
I would say that the
I
best
don't
thing
just like
for
oh, well, why do you think that? Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're totally wrong. Because sometimes
I would say that the best thing for
What do you think, man?
society is that people fall in line and obey the law. But any person who does that is not reaching their
yeah,
full
because
potential.
even if I know what you mean. Because sometimes it can just be like.
Sorry, I can't.
What's up?
If you're like, I'd lean more towards it's like health.
No one has yet. That was just another
But then some people
thought
might be
that
like,
Valley put up there that you figured.
Yeah, and that's I don't think
No
we're
one's
not
said it yet.
because I don't think
That is a
the
common
law should be
no, I'm like, I'm not
answer.
saying that like you're off if you're thinking the other way or like.
I don't know. Why I would encourage you to look into it because they're overwhelming.
I will absolutely look at that. But at the same time,
Yeah, pertaining especially to abortion, it just seems that I know one thing with abortion, a lot of times they talk about like like bodily
Well,
autonomy
really, still having illegal doesn't
and stuff
mean
like
it's
that.
okay. Having illegal
So-
means that the government should be involved.
Right.
And so that's a matter more of
Yeah.
whether or not
And sometimes when I think about it,
have an
so a lot of times people be like, well,
You can
I think largely people are electing representatives to join the
have the right to abortion,
But the
but
founding fathers didn't
sometimes I think
establish
like there's other
Interesting
reasons
conversation.
Yeah?
So let's say like
What's his name?
let's say I think
It's him.
you're like
And so I don't think
there's no like legal obligation or anything.
fair if you were trying to honor them or honor the citizens of the United States in any way.
Does that make sense? Like you don't have to. Yeah. So like you're not, you don't have to do that. Even if maybe it's probably
That would be more of your concern.
but like there's no like legal precedent where it's like if someone moves it this way, they have to. If that makes sense, because you could save my life, but you're not required to. In that case, bodily autonomy would.
What do you ladies think? Abortion is what?
No, yeah.
whether or not.
Yeah, and the same thing with like
Reported abortion.
another one with that
But I'll
is
tell
like
you, I'm
organ
from
donation.
Texas, and I'm seeing on everyone's Snapchat stories, hey, send your
I don't
address,
know
I'll
what
mail
organ
you
donors
things.
myself, but not everyone is. And if they're not,
Those are
even
not
if they're like a
they're
perfect
horrible, and they're
Yeah, organ donation,
going
because
to
not everyone
end
can
in
do
more
that.
death for people that are provably conscious
Yeah,
and
so they might have a.
going on,
But
and so
legally,
alternatively,
they
maybe
can't take those, even if it's going to save someone's
a
life,
better safe
because
sex
before they
education.
die, they
It's one
said
of the
it's my
lowest
body,
in the
it's
country.
my body.
And a lot
If that kind of
of
makes
peers
sense.
is subsidized
Yeah.
have talked about how they won't even thought about different contraceptives.
What do you mean do the
And
next
so I
one?
think that those things should be implemented way before
Make the next mark?
the people that are disciplining
Sounds good, thanks.
personally a healthcare.
Shall see.
Yeah. I don't know if it makes sense, like especially pertaining to this, because a lot of times people are like, well, like life supersedes bodily autonomy. It's like, well, another legal
Stop
precedent.
this guy goes from years ago before
Abortion is.
before
No opinion? Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, he's kind of neutral, but he said I think is maybe more I don't know.
Yeah. I would say that I think that largely the medical
Yeah, when you dig a little bit, I think any neutral would not be neutral.
Oh wait, I'm not.
right when these topics before.
There's no green on the board.
Yeah. I was just saying, like,
Or purple, except for that.
there is a precedent where
Or brown,
Yeah.
except for that.
I just feel it's
there is kind of
That the gestation period hasn't even been tried, so I don't think it's right. Fair to say that that would be unacceptable or on any level of moral
well, because there's a lot of people that need kidneys.
What do you guys think?
Like people die every day.
I'd rather for
I don't think that whether or not it's
safe
I would say so, sure, yeah, but I would
They didn't. They just think first.
I'm not
But I
saying.
think they were.
I'd say it probably would be hard. So yeah, that's what I think that bodily autonomy is something that's
What do you think?
I'm just saying that. I think it's also depending on the stage.
I think so, yeah.
get older. You might end up having
8 months
kidneys.
later.
Yeah.
Agree with that, but
I'm not religious, and so
What do you guys think? Abortion is
so
what?
I would say that it's not a religious belief.
You could put anything in there.
I mean, some of it does come from, I guess, I would say, let's go with self-background, but I mean,
Okay.
most of it
What
does
makes you
come
say that?
from, my delay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's that? What's that?
My personal opinion is
So I'm curious if you, I don't know if you're familiar, but there are many people out there that survive, and many years later find out, oh crap, that was me. I survived an abortion, but also I was supposed to be dead. Would you say, don't see the still say the same, or you could very well not be alive?
largely
I mean, yeah, I would say like at the time, I was a fetus inside my mom. So 12 years ago, I guess her choice.
lots and lots of things that are
Yeah.
stopping.
I mean, I'm
I'm
now.
not live. Oh, well, we want people in the world, and then stop caring.
I really want to understand
As soon as they figure out
Yeah, it's a long conversation. So like I said, I used to be where you were. Like, I don't know. So I understand what you do.
So, what do you think about like
It's hard. I feel like it's
in the foster system?
I don't know. It's just, yeah, in my mind, it's not one of those cut and dry issues. I mean, that's why I feel like I personally want the choice. Like, I want women to be able to make the choice to carry the term to have a child. I also want her to have
Yeah, so we had to, or no, it wasn't fun. It was But like, I remember
there's a
they
myriad of
talked a lot
reasons.
about that. Like,
It's not something I'll ever have to deal with personally as a man. So I got this
place, they talked about
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, you do have,
like that.
I mean, obviously you play a part, right? Like, if it wasn't there in the first place.
Like,
Yeah.
then you assume,
Oh yeah, I might play a part.
then you're basically assuming like, oh, everyone, this is the only right thing.
I'm just,
It's like personal.
It's not always that way.
I'm curious what made
Like,
you change.
so they kind of talked about it in kind of evolution.
Most of it was just, again, the women in my life, talking to women who's experienced divorce, things I didn't know.
Well, I think
Because like,
Like how often is like health and life.
someone
it's,
is
I
like,
mean, also
Half the time or anything like that, how often health and life are
just
actually
like, let's say there's some people back in the day, they're like hunters, gatherers, like doing their things. If someone goes around and starts killing some kids in there,
I would
they're probably going to get
Well, I mean, lots of
or they're
things
going to get kicked out of the group or something. So,
way beyond that.
at some point along the line, tell them, oh wait, I shouldn't do certain
What's your name, man? Daniel, nice talking to you, man.
like
I'm Antonio.
So, I mean, I would agree that, I mean, if what we want from this is responsible and what the best is for the child,
It's interesting because, I know many women who would say, including my wife.
I don't think so, but I don't think that the government
Yeah, he started out neutral, but then I talked to him and he ended up saying it was murder, so I don't know.
what are in action models of like fetuses and things like that, you know, on sticks and shoving them in the face of people who are really tough in our life. having like an endangered species,
Yeah, and so that's the thing that I don't really go into. Why is that okay? You know, why is it, or rather, why is it wrong
I think I
to
know
kill
it.
a
It doesn't just
but
go
it's
in
not.
I'm guessing if you're trying to bring it back to
Oh, well.
In any other time, you would say it's wrong, right? You know, like if a person is 2 years old, right, too. And so, where do you draw the line, right? Why is that versus
But I guess technically you could also
side
say the world gets too
I mean, that's actually like, I just think it's it is.
Yeah, but we know it's not a clump of cells. Like scientifically, we know.
In terms of revenue and like,
You can see its DNA. I mean, it's got all this. We know. Like you can go.
and so that's one of the reasons that I think that
All these things that you do
continue
early
funding
on.
it instead of defunding it, and because if we defund it from a governmental point of view, then they're going to be even more incentivized.
It's the same
to
kind of thing.
rely on the things that are big money makers. And so I think that it might be a shift in terms of, okay, it's illegal, or this isn't going to be supported anymore, and all of a sudden, they're going to have a incentive to maybe not care about the reasons.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I'm Jason.
Right now,
It's good talking to you. Yeah, man. Oh yeah, this is Judah.
nice to meet you.
Cool, baby. Nice to talk to you, man. Thanks, man. Take care.
has a lot, way more
Did he what?
So
Say again, did he what?
change his mind.
He did not. No, people don't typically change their mind, especially in the middle of a. No, people usually don't change their mind in the middle of a conversation. It's more just to give them seeds, give them thoughts to think about, and to especially we want to give them seeds, so to speak, thoughts to think about that regard the gospel.
Personally,
So,
sure. And my personal stance is,
quite the in this case,
medical
but
pretty commonly that, okay, so let's say you're driving down the freeway, going 100 miles an hour, and you see a figure in front of you that might be a body. What are you going to do? You're going to stop. It's not necessarily worry, and you don't know. And so I think that generally my stance would be, if we're not sure in the scientific analysis, that we should protect those lives. But I think that the best way to protect that is not through making abortion illegal, and is in fact through teaching methods of contraceptives. And maybe if you're against Plan B, maybe that's just teaching about safer sex, teaching about uses of condoms and birth control, and making those more accurate. And largely what we see with the Mormons is supporting abstinence only, which is fine if that's what you want to do, but that's not what the majority of people do. So it's not what should be taught as the only way to prevent pregnancy.
But I also think you have to take into account, like, I feel like it's very hard to justify that Hitler did anything good. Like, obviously.
Yeah, I think that statistically we should do it. Again,
You have to look at, like,
again, the same stuff that I talked about, increasing safe-sex education, birth control, taking contraceptive procedures, increasing the funding to
that's not justified.
and widely disperse those. And I think that largely we've seen that as education system improves in communities, abortions go down much more so than where in countries where abortion is illegal, it actually is happening 4 times more often than countries where it's legal. So I think that it's mostly countries. I couldn't tell you the countries off of my head, but I know
Are they gonna what?
a lot of them are from lower income communities, and I understand that there's a argument that lower income communities have been targeted by abortion as this money machine, Planned Parenthood, and Margaret Sanger was going in and snatching up all the black babies and wanting to kill them. And I think that's pretty horrible. But I think that there's also unfair talking toward take away what they see as the only option that we're providing them some other outlet.
Yeah, so like, I get that seems consistent to me.
Probably somewhat soon after. What do you think, ma'am? What do you think? Or short? Alright. Not interested in the conversation. It means he doesn't want to talk about it. Unfortunately, it might mean
human. I don't think so.
It might mean that he's had an abortion
Most people
before.
are doing is what
Encouraged lady
they
to
have their medical degree, and that's not the.
I don't know for sure,
But I think it's very clear
it's very possible.
it's not one of the higher paying medical things. And in fact,
What is
yeah, but
It means
right, but I think that it's clear to
they get
differentiate
to choose.
that is things
They
not
think
being
the mom
because he could
gets
with
to
the same
choose
degree
and
be
not
doing
the
other things
baby.
for higher wages. And so I think it's clear that those doctors aren't doing it because they want to, murder these babies. They want to just profit, money farm off of these children in low-income areas. And in fact, that they're actually just trying to do what they think is morally best. And just like a family practice doctor might feel called to help families in situations of crisis, I think that it's easier to say that those doctors are just wanting to help women in those situations of crisis. And
you would agree. Well, at least what you told me so far is that it's
I wouldn't say that it's murder. I think the semantics on whether or not it's murder isn't super because murder is like a legal definition, and I think that it should be regulated by law. And so whether I think it's immoral. I also think it would be immoral to force a woman to carry out a child.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, have a good day. You can put healthcare on there.
Okay, you got it. Thank you.
well, obviously racism. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, obviously racism will, and I think that, or I hope and assume that you agree with that. And I think it's unfair that the woman would continue to be punished by putting herself in a financial situation that she's not prepared for, especially when adoption facilities are not what they need to be and the foster care systems aren't what it needs to be. And so I think that until we have some of those safe nets in place, it's not fair to carry those force her to carry that out. Especially even, if you want. So let's say you think abortion is murder and you want to, eliminate the third trimester, then maybe you should start with things like Plan B that maybe are used to be deemed
What do you think?
wrong, but you should probably
Ma'am, what do you think?
those going
Abortion
on,
is
so
what?
that those possibly worse moral deeds are eliminated. And maybe the argument that there's no worse moral
Hey, man, what do you think?
that separates you from God, but so does lying, and so does, I'm sure, an act that you've done this morning, so does lots, and so many things, and so I don't think it's fair to both say that you don't, to say, okay, all abortion is murder, all abortion is legal, and not to be able to look at it and quantifiably say that we should work to help them out early in this process before leaving them to the third trimester when they feel like it's not their problem.
I mean, that's we go to the clinic, right? And we often literally
Forgiveness in Jesus, truly.
What do you guys think?
Abortion is
And that doesn't seem manipulative to you to go up to a woman and say, hey, I'm sure you thought about this decision, but here's this other thing, and that just seems like she's in a volatile position anyway.
Yeah.
So, I would definitely encourage that over going and having signs with painted in big blood of abortion is murder.
What's that?
I guess I would just say that I would probably, if I were in your shoes, and I don't know where you're getting those resources from, but so let's say you have those resources that you can get children through adoption and provide financial support, maybe you could go through those abortion facilities and say, hey, when you're having these mandatory consultations, which again are happening in every single situation before
Hey, what do you think?
Abortion is what? So maybe you could say, hey, in these consultations, we have this many resources, why don't you offer this as an option instead of leaving the third party outside of considering the role?
yeah, it's amazing to have one right across the street. Right there. Even if it's like actually probably most of them tell us, yeah, I know, I'm here because abortion is committed. They're not being sarcastic. But they're like, no, I know it's murder. They'll be very frank.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's heartbreaking. And I think it should be a human, right? Yeah. And I haven't dug into what you mean.
Since we won't
Wait, Judah, buddy. Hey, I need to tell you something. I'm sorry. Come here.
And she's being too right. That's why I'm there. If I could say someone else, because again, if you cut the baby's arms out, it's going to go up and go on. until babies are going to die, it's like, it just really too far, especially from a human perspective. I want to understand right now, where is the basis? What I'm hearing is, you're not exactly sure if it's murder or what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's an objective morality, and I just don't believe that there's one. Obviously, as a
So I can murder him right now and that's moral?
I mean, like, no, from an objective sense, I don't think there is morality. I would say that from just like a species perspective, like that we should work to protect people within our species, just because that's how biology works and that's how brains function, and because it's evolutionary beneficial. Because if you murder people in your own species and they're not reproducing, because then you are stopping your species from continuing, and so that trait's not going to be carried out, and so I think that you would... No, there's genetic basis for that. Do you want me to go into that stuff? Okay, so one of the common arguments is that there's a gay couple, and how that works is that genetically you can have any gene pool, someone that instead of looking to find a partner to marry and reproduce with, but instead, if they don't look for that partner, and they instead just carry out their whatever sexual desire in other ways, that they're more likely to acquire resources for their local tribe, for their community. They're not going to be going to the wife for their children, but they're going to be going to the sibling and those children. And so because they share the same genetic pair, even though this gene of the gay person is expressed and this one's not expressed, the gay gene is evolutionary there's a benefit to it. There's so many factors. Child is more likely to do well because they have an additional person in the support system that's not contributing to another thing. And so, yeah, that's, I would say it's dishonest to say that there's not genetic issues.
So, yeah, I don't know. At the same time,
and what do you think? Abortion is what?
Historically,
that
that's not
good. What do you think, man?
Sorry.
Abortion is.
I go to one back in
Okay.
I usually watch that. I'm also involved in that.
But there's still...
Doing it. Yeah, but the other ones, yeah.
We didn't have that today, but maybe if something...
What do you think? Yeah. Your answer doesn't have to be
Nobody's business but the mothers. I don't understand what's...
That's mostly in the last 200 years, if you look at why society is like that's totally not the narrative at all, and that's really not what we're talking about.
So what is...
yeah, the Greeks, they were most bisexual. Not why.
It is. It's not murder.
Right.
Because the Bible defines life as starting at the first breath.
I don't think that's honest to say, looking at all the philosophers and what
I have, actually, yeah. So my question is, what, you know how bald eagles, right, take an egg, it's illegal?
Well, no, I mean, in animal species, that's only documented in about 1 in 10 or 1 in 20 people.
I don't know
it's like that big. That doesn't mean that there's not people. That doesn't mean that there's not a man rapes and she's supposed to bring that into those factors that pass down far beyond.
So,
first, and that's still going on, and that's still happening, and that's still a big
yes, but the bigger thing is the other thing is
The ultimate goal.
realize that's wrong. So let me make that clear.
It's wrong, but it's correct.
That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah,
That's all together.
yeah, right.
Is it human flourishing and objective? Like on that, like you're saying that everybody should strive for human flourishing.
Yeah, it is an objective.
So you do believe that?
I guess. I don't. Sorry, I guess that was the
Think it
mistake.
should be legal?
Will you put a line there for me?
Why do you think it's good?
Because if I don't, I
I mean, it is. I mean, very true. But it's like one or the other.
Right. If it's one or the other, it's not an objective standard. I don't believe that
Okay, right. So, yeah, like, I mean, those are two contradictory ideas. Subjective and opinion.
I encourage you to get the copy.
And you're just saying it's all opinions. So, I mean, if it's your opinion, like, let's just say everybody has a point of view. Then how do you discern who's right and wrong between people's opinions?
It's basically
Well,
just
I can
saying it's
discern
good,
it by
but
looking at Hitler and saying, okay, that's a pretty awful thing to do.
That's just your opinion. Well, it's objective standards by which we play them.
Well, we can mostly look at the human population and
So it's the majority then?
because then you would get minority groups that would be disenfranchised.
So subjective morality kind of leads to disenfranchised minorities?
Yes, but so does objective morality, like Christianity.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
okay, let's take that. So if we have objective morality, and we have to analyze what objective morality is, like what are its tenets, to discern whether or not, for example,
She already Here, yeah, let's do one that's it's harder to see here. So let's excuse me.
Yeah, Unix. And other examples. I mean, that's just take your example.
Here, I need you to do it. My
So you
hands
have
are
to look
shaking.
at what it says to see.
The other one. There we go.
But like,
That's good.
Well, I'm a
Okay,
minority
that's
and I'm
good.
pretty left out. I've been called a faggot by a lot of people.
Well, that's awful.
Yeah, I agree. And I just got told that there wasn't necessarily a benefit for me in society, like by way of what you were saying. No, from your perspective of looking at, why.
What do you think, ma'am?
In the last recorded history, I mean, it kind of sounded like you think that there was this benefit in terms of society and how we're functioning from homosexuals, and I think that's both untrue and dishonest.
Well, I was trying to understand it.
I'm sorry for talking. I just want to hear more about what you think. 'Cause that was really interesting, right? It's like subjective morality kind of maybe leads to disenfranchised minorities. But then, I mean, you can't really take objective morality because then if you have an objective morality, you have to root against your own people.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, so which one would you prefer?
What do you think?
I would love if there was objective morality.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I prefer, but I don't believe in one.
Right. So we have to stick with subjective and potentially disenfranchised minorities.
Sure.
Is that something you're willing to accept?
Yeah, because we're potentially
Okay.
disenfranchising minorities right now, and that's something that I'm fighting to do.
But I mean, that's ultimately the result
What do you
of the
think?
world.
Abortion is
your
what?
subjective morality. Like you're fighting your own.
And the answer doesn't have to be up there.
result
You
of your
can
own
put a
subjective
different one.
morality. It's like if you're fighting to support minorities and your own subjective worldview disenfranchises majority, like minorities, and you're kind of fighting for the
What do you?
result.
Can I ask
My
what makes you
subjective
say that?
doesn't have to disenfranchise or be against.
I think
Well,
that
I mean, but in order to
it's
fight,
been
there has to
here
be
for a
opposition,
reason,
a different
and
opinion,
abortion
right?
is gonna happen
And let's say
either
the whole
way,
world's behind you and not
and
just
we
one
might
other
as well
person.
just make
That's
it
still, he's a
something
minority,
accessible
and he's
instead of
disenfranchised.
Yeah.
not here
So
really hard
you have to
get
support
one,
it.
and
And
I
fight it
know I
at the same time.
personally
Yeah, I didn't say it was this
wouldn't
perfect.
get an abortion. I know there's people
I don't know.
who
Philosophy's not figured
will
out.
probably
Like,
have
sorry, I don't. I mean,
pregnancy
But there are some
I
things
don't-
we can know and apprehend about.
assaulted or
Yeah, we agree.
Like
Yeah.
Christianity,
ready,
for
even if
example,
they're
you
on
would disenfranchise
contraceptives and it just happens, like I just think they should
He
be
claimed
there
to be Catholic,
just
but
in
he also
case.
had a lot
I
of
mean, obviously with limitations,
But
Yeah.
I mean,
Fair
wait a
for
minute.
reason.
still fake
I'm
because
curious
he's murdered.
why, how that, like I agree
Yeah.
completely. If indeed, it's healthier, then yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But if it's actually taking someone's life, which we all know
I guess
that
that's a good
baby,
example of
given
disenfranchising.
time, is going to,
Yeah.
is here. Like it's a human, right? Like even without given time, we know scientifically there's DNA there. It's
That's
human.
what I'm saying.
We know. So let's, we don't have to be around the bush about that. But so therefore, taking a human's
Right.
life,
It's just kind of a result of.
isn't that
like there's
isn't
no
that
way. I don't
clearly
know.
wrong,
If there's
right?
another way around it, we could
I
really
also
murder
get
morality.
that, but I
We didn't
also
need for an
grew
objective
up
morality.
like
I might
helping
look into that. But like, when I
foster
think about
care
it
like
philosophically,
children, and I saw
you
them
can have an objective morality. Then you need
people like
material.
who weren't allowed
perhaps
or
being
able
because
to
laws
get
make
an
laws
abortion
when
as
they
children
reflect
and the quality
personal
of life that
agency.
they have to go
So that's what a
foster
objective morality leads to.
adoption
We're willing to throw
and
that away
staying through
so
foster
that we
care
can
once they get out of
disenfranchise
18, like
minorities
not
who were also fighting and trying to
addicted to
support.
drugs, like genuinely just not.
Like if it's just your opinion, then I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's great. You want to help people. That's awesome. But I don't see why it works with your
I
worldview. Like you live your life as
don't
if there was
know.
an objective
I
morality.
believe in
Minorities were
God,
murdered,
or I don't know
But then
necessarily
in the other corner, you're not kind of saying, well, but I don't believe that they should be helped.
murder, but I just think it's not for
You know,
a
so it's just like, and it's only
reason,
your opinion.
support it. So it was good
What's
talking.
your thoughts?
Yeah, well,
really
I mean, it's
grand.
just, I mean,
don't
it's
know.
just your opinion that there is a grand thing, though. So,
Okay.
What
Well,
is true?
if there is an objective morality, would it
Hey
have to
man,
be
what do you think? Abortion is what?
I mean, in terms of like God, Yahweh, the like
What do you
Christian
think?
or Jewish God.
Abortion is what?
But
Well, we
I
don't
mean,
know who it
But in
is.
terms of like,
Yeah,
a being beyond ourselves, whether or not that's
Right.
just the
Buddha or
general
Hindu or-
cosmos or whatever
Yeah.
it is, I would say that yeah, an objective morality would have to be
Okay.
something transcendent, right?
Intelligent, at least to make up a moral law that we can
Hey man, what do you
know,
think?
right?
Abortion
So,
is what?
so if you would accept objective morality, you know it has to be rooted in a being, right?
I don't know that I would necessarily say that it would have
I
to
mean, it doesn't have to be up there. You can say something.
Or a personal agent, maybe.
maybe or
Then-
something personified as a personal
My
agent
only,
in a
yeah,
way.
my only thing with that is, I mean, that's exactly right. My only thing with that is if it's a moral law, I mean, if I drop this cuff here, I mean, it's just like a, it just doesn't result, this natural process, it doesn't result in I should or should not. It's what is, I dropped it, it's up, right? And it's, there's like a moral essence, there's like a personal agent making a decision on what is good and what is bad.
Right, that would be
So
a-
that would be a moral law, right? But it only comes from a personal agent.
So what about
that can
when,
choose or by essence exist in that standard of goodness, right? Like I can't throw a rock at a wall and get an objective moral law.
You know,
Yeah.
Right, it has to be,
Okay, so
you know, like a personal agent. As
what
far as
if
if you could
that's
find another
not there,
source
but
of
you
being
have
that's not
plenty
personal,
of people?
then maybe we can throw out the being.
Like, for instance,
But I don't
we
see
have,
how you can get
I
someone
know
writing
many
moral
friends
law
that we
without
get together and we'll
having
actually-
someone.
Right, I don't think that there is a moral. I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying
Yeah.
by saying that there's not an objective. So
We'll adopt your
I think
baby
that
or we'll
Right,
help
just-
you
looking at the idea that
financially, you have all the resources you need
Right.
financially or as
Yeah,
well as
maybe you don't live your life that way.
well, I'm just living by carrying out whatever chemical reaction.
So if we have that,
looking at it
wow.
pessimistically, like I don't even
not government
necessarily know that I have free will.
So
I'd
you're a
like to-
materialist, then, if I hear you right.
I don't know. I'm not positive.
And since it is,
I think that would probably be
Then
more
do we
likely
need it?
than there being
That is true.
moral
It's
being
just
beyond
like,
ourselves. That
well,
it's not
it's
going to be
very,
Even just immaterial reality.
The fact
Like,
that,
is,
like,
it, is
you know,
everything molecules?
the baby's life is.
I mean, from the observer's point of view, yeah.
So there's
in
no
cases like
immaterial
that,
reality. There's nothing beyond the molecules in my hand, in my brain, in the observable universe, or beyond that. It's just all
like that. So
molecules.
I think
Not
that
this, not
for
this
certain
in the
cases,
Okay, so you are basically a material, if I just check it, right? Right. Yeah, maybe just like a. So, I mean, it's interesting worldview, but you're okay. Let me
And I
take this.
do
for
consider
instance.
it personally
You think that you can use logic to converse with us, something that exists beyond us that we can have a conversation. How do you ground your logic? Logic is made of a chemical, or love.
like
is
I
made of a chemical.
definitely
It is.
want to see it.
So love is a molecule.
Well, it's a chemical. I mean, it's happening between them. I mean, like, animals are so complex, and they're not having, experience something, and, whatever human has
Or logic.
that there's something going on. Yeah, I'm not, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily.
Well, I'm just saying like logic, like the ability to communicate and exchange ideas.
Which can help me just hold my food rights out for you. There's nothing
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, monkeys are communicating and exchanging ideas.
well, that's because
right, determinism is true. Like no free will.
That's probably what it is, yeah.
So no one can be held liable for their actions because they're predetermined. You can't have a law in a country at all that's justified.
It's
Yes.
not an anarchist.
Well, I mean, think about this one. Yeah, good, very excellent. I agree. But like, let's just take that way. Everything's molecules, and everything, ever since the creation, whatever that was, or the Big Bang, or whatever, you know, everything
lines,
proceeds
but-
to move to the movement of
Yeah, I can
four
definitely
natural
see
forces,
where
you know,
it's
strong
going.
nuclear forces, law of gravity. Like, those are the only forces that can electromagnetism.
Realize that we
Those
can
are the only things that can move molecules, like that have an effect on molecules.
Hey, Judah, can you get the-
Yes, right. So if that's the case,
Thank you.
then everything was predetermined, which means that every decision you make wasn't moral at all. It was just predetermined because of the laws of physics.
How is that much different from having a God?
Well, I mean, if you take that example, it includes an agent that endows free will. It's not a deterministic worldview.
Yeah, but God still allows things to happen. I mean, like, God still allows the whole world to happen. He is
I don't think that this country for
And
a
so,
while,
regardless of
there's
whether or
a
not
bit of an
he instilled free will, when he's instilling free will,
disconnect
he knew exactly what was going to happen because you don't know it.
idea of
argue
And I don't want to,
individualism.
and I don't want to follow, I don't.
No, that's,
Because
yeah, I mean, you don't have to, right?
So
You
I
don't have to. But at the same time, let's leave the Christian theology out of it, right?
But I don't know that we can.
I mean, that's further down the road. Like,
but
whether or
that's
not.
clearly what y'all are motivated by, whether or not. Like, I mean, that's what's shaping your life.
Well, I would disagree. I want to follow truth wherever it leads. If that truth led to a materialistic worldview, I am all in. I'm at Paul even says in the Bible, he says that we are at a loss. We are to be pitied most among of all men if the resurrection didn't happen. If God didn't exist. So God doesn't exist, and I'm wasting my time. Really? I mean, I would much rather be a materialist if that was true. I just want to see the truth.
And so then,
would you say the same?
Yeah, totally.
So if Christianity were true, would you be a Christian?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to seek truth.
I mean, God makes it
So then all that's left is for you to work out philosophical data and just sort of look at true faith. So where are you
We're talking about the most innocent creatures there are, right?
I mean, looking at philosophical data and how the Bible was constructed, I don't think that it's safe to say it's influenced by something beyond our understanding.
It makes me think that
I guess I would add that I'm not just blindly going about this, and that I worked very hard to not see like secret sources.
I have to mark things. This marker is shit.
So, I don't want to see it as an institution. I do think that there needs to be a transition because just outright banishing forefront doesn't necessarily solve the issue.
We appreciate it.
I do think that should definitely be the end. I don't think that the status quo is okay.
Well, yeah, and I'm so sorry.
But
I mean, that's
I do think that it's
honestly,
it's less of a black issue. I mean, ultimately, it's specific that's what I believe. But
so like if you look at what it is,
I guess how we would address this issue, I don't think that outright banning is
one of the
I think that you need to enact societal things like how are you going to support mothers? How are you going to educate women? Things like that so you don't get gang.
But which not getting here in the first place really goes back further than that. It doesn't actually go back to, well, why are you fornicating in the first place, right? Which God says is wrong.
Yeah, but then that ties into the societal thing of sex before marriage is legal in this country. It's not something that I agree with, but it is something that is going to happen whether or not you make a law like that. So it's like you kind of need to put structures in society to work around those issues.
Yeah. So I hear what you're saying. Now I'm seeing. Like I mean I do disagree, but I also
that's not what the text says.
I, however, now realize like you're talking about again different words and making laws thing that we translate to life with. But me, I'm more talking about isn't it our like since we trust Christ, right? We realize that God is truly holy, His ways are best, and He put us here for His purposes. But we've rebelled against that, right? And so we have to be punished, we have to be separated. And yet Jesus came to die in our place to help us,
from the origin.
And so, because of that,
well, I mean, I don't know that.
I don't know. Therefore, I trust Him, so I trust that His ways are best. I want to do what He wants. He's my master.
I don't really know.
Right? And so when He says, make disciples of all nations, right?
What about
let people know. And again, it says talks about fighting for justice.
Whatever this translation is.
So it says, okay, so let's let people know, right? So I'm talking a little more on personal level.
Okay, more
Can't we let each person know and do the best we can to fight for for those those baby lives and actually say, hey, this is murder. We all know it, and it's no good.
So in a very personal level, then probably
yeah, and I think it's very not. I think the Bible's all very clear. Like we are, as Christians, we are responsible for letting people know
not just the feet on the ground and saying you're going to hell, you suck, right? But saying, hey, this is wrong. God wants you to repent. He wants you to hate your sin and trust that He's gone through His consequences, right? And that's what we all do, right? And so in that case, and again, the babies, like, they're clean. I have problems. So yeah, I encourage you to. What's your name, by the way?
My name is Ryan.
I'm Ben. Yeah, and this is Judas. Yeah, it's Ryan.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So it's it's great to talk with you and just try to encourage you. Yeah, give it more thought. Just look at it actually as a guy. See what should we do? I definitely get the idea of governmentally how there's so many.
She had a class. It was brief, but
it can be, but fortunately we are simply to follow.
Which is why I would say that on a personal level, if I was ever put into a situation, God forbid I was in,
but very open-minded, so
I would feel compelled to absolutely free the baby. That's something that I think that as a Christian,
we do.
That's absolutely something that you should adhere to.
Yeah, I'm a neutralist. Yeah.
So
I mean, both are great. I mean, that was awesome. One argument is the other one is it's something the Holy Spirit. That's great. And I appreciate you jumping with the.
Right, we want to trust that God really can do whatever is best. And actually, I have a quick story for you. I have a good friend, two good friends. They're a couple, and they actually they got pregnant. And
very true.
They came over to our house.
You guys have it up here
to celebrate the fact that they got pregnant.
Very
right. And then it was literally 1 or 2 days.
All these apps with like quick answers to questions. You have to look at the question.
It's an ectopic pregnancy.
Yeah.
Right? So those are the situations that was like, oh.
So talking about evidence, for me, I always,
well,
I saw, yes sir.
They didn't want to do that at all. They're like,
maybe later.
God help us.
But not right now.
What's cool, right? And we all prayed. There were 6 of us, including my wife, and we just prayed. And we just prayed and prayed. Like, God, we know that you can move that egg out of the post.
And it says that they suppress and pray that you so maybe you have a good professor.
Well,
like, I saw it. Like, but, I'm like, wow, God. I mean, he really came to do
Yes.
We really trust him and encourage other people. I mean, that's the gospel. That's the good news of Jesus. That true life, true joy, true freedom really is found. So, like,
that's great. And honestly, I love to hear your takes on being a preceptor. I totally agree.
Yeah,
me too. Right. And honestly, that's a great poll for me.
And you can add if it's.
But then at the same time, when I think about the unrighteous, right? And trigger words, right?
Evil or murder.
I don't like to use.
What do you think, man?
Because then it shifts their mood, their mentality.
I say neutral.
Neutral?
That
Okay.
might be a poll here, but like.
And what makes you think evil or murder?
I saw a movie about it.
I mean, of course, I would say a lot more evidence than these guys.
Okay.
And some people would even say Jesus was an evidence.
It was the one with like the girl in the. She was in the abortion clinic and she had one.
Hey, look,
and basically just showed.
Right. But I mean, there's that pretty gruesome way, right?
A church like yeah, unplanned. Yeah, I think so.
I'll go both.
What do you think?
It's not morally correct, I would say, but it's like in some cases I don't see why somebody would want to do it. Like, like rape and sexual assault. That's all I'm saying. Like, it should be, you should be able to have one,
Yeah, I got you. So, I mean, I also can at least understand.
No, that's okay. I feel like I have no choice
in that way,
but
and yet at the same time, I can't help but think like, you know what I mean? Like that could be. I mean, I know of there are literally tens of thousands of people. That obviously you don't hear about much. they a lot of times don't even want to talk about it.
So I'm definitely
But they're survivors.
So we're gonna try and reach out to like a challenge or something.
And later on, usually, I mean, different stories are different, but usually it's many years later, they find out after going through the foster care system and being adopted, and then they later find out, crap, I'm supposed to be dead. I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, can you imagine, I mean, that being you, But yeah, and so I just, you know, like, I can understand that, you know, like, rape, yeah, rape is, but then, I don't know how, I mean, it's stupid, I mean, it's wrong, you know, and those people should be, you know, I would say they should be executed, but, you know, but either way, they should be definitely punished. We can all agree with that, right? At the same time, the baby should. You know what I mean? Like, it still comes down to, I mean,
yeah, right.
You know, like,
no, I mean, yeah, the heart has to be, which is really cool.
It still comes down to the fact that it's real, you know. And even, you know, I tell you what, like, if you ever know someone like that in that situation, I mean, that sucks. I can only imagine the kind of things they go. Well, I have a bit of an idea because I was a friend with it, but still, I mean, it's different for different people. And you know, at the same time, I'd say, you know, like, being green to us, like, you know what I mean? Like, we will, you know, we'll take care of the people, we'll take care of them. You know, we will help them, you know, financially, we will help with whatever they need, with, you know, psychological, you know, help, whatever.
What'd you say?
And it still comes down to, you know, that it's clearly just murder.
If a woman gets raped and knocked up, she should have the choice.
What do we do with that? You know, and that's not to say, hey, you know,
it's different.
The woman, you know, is, you know, you're all worse than I am. You know, it's not at all, right? But it is wrong. Just like to say, my lying to my wife is wrong. It's not okay. We've got to, you know, we've got to call it what it is.
And I talked to him and I said,
I just encourage you guys to give it thought, you know, to really, you know, especially more than anything, the reason why it's wrong is because God says so, right? Because God put us here for His purposes, right? And so if we know it's wrong, right? It's deep down inside us.
No, you're good.
You know, and,
I do.
And but it's not just that that's wrong. Like I said, my being impatient with my wife, you know, I mean, all these things, like, it's also just as wrong. And we have to be punished, separated from God forever. Because it's a big deal, because God is that good and holy. He's just. He's the just judge. And yet, even though we have to be punished, and we will be, we can change that, right? He changed, and He had His Son, Jesus, die in our place, so that we can be forgiven. We'll choose to go to sin, put our hope in Jesus.
Yeah, don't steal His thunder.
It's everything. It's true life, you know. We all, it's not just some religious mumbo jumbo or just some cliche thing. You know, like, this is.
I think it really depends case by case.
Okay.
I don't think like any blanket statement really fits for it. It's a very complicated issue.
What are some of the cases?
Yeah. What's your name? So I'm
cases of rape.
MJ? Okay. Cool. Griffin. Yeah.
Also, I guess it depends on the
Good to meet you guys.
Okay. The time
Good
frame.
talking. This is Judah.
There's a
Sorry,
certain point that you like.
Take care of you guys.
Do that anymore.
Yeah, right. So, like, just for example, so, like, maybe we'd say, no, let her report it, because I mean, that's awful.
Yeah, she had no choice in that. That wasn't her fault.
Yeah, right. I mean, she didn't choose that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, so that shouldn't be her.
You're right. Thank God. You're right. Thank you.
Yeah. So
I'm really needing those reminders lately. I just had a brother yesterday just ask some really convicting questions. I'm like, to be honest, man, no, I've been doing terribly in all this. Like, and it was just good talking to Sarah. And talking to Sarah about it. It's just good. It's also, you know, it's discouraging, but it's.
I'm just saying, like,
but
yeah. So let's say.
I don't say. I say it sounds cliche right now because I don't feel it as well. But
no, she wasn't raped.
Man, this is.
Switches.
And like
it
becomes like it's
non-life to life.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's like a live
I think there's like a scientific there's like something occurs like.
What I mean, you say you weren't really familiar with science, but like.
Judah, who was the other one that I got to share
I mean,
the
let's
gospel
just take
with?
like what we had. Right?
Judah? It's the one before MJ.
You know, like what would you say?
Ryan. Yeah, I got it.
probably like consciousness. I don't know.
Well, that's hard to determine.
Yeah, that is hard to determine.
We can't ask people
actually
too. Yeah, or I guess maybe that's a brain waves, like heartbeat category. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not the most well educated.
No,
So,
I mean, honestly, there's a lot of information.
Yeah.
and so I encouraged him to, you know, give some things some thought. Yeah, and so, you know, I realized the difference. The main thing was that he was really focusing on the government, society, like how it should be done, and with all the whereas I don't agree with him, I can see how it's all. What do you think? You can put a different answer up there if you want.
I'm gonna say a choice.
Okay.
I personally would not do it unless I absolutely had to. I mean, I am 20 years old. I am in no shape to have a child. But also there's adoption, and I wholeheartedly believe that adoption is a really good choice. But it is still...
What makes you say that? Is it the cross on your neck?
I want it, but it's not my place to sit there and tell. It's not my place to sit here and tell other people that it's not okay. You know, like I am Christian, but I'm not going to judge people for their decisions and what they choose to do in their life, because at the end of the day, if you've got faith, you've got faith. You know, I've not always been in that mindset, but I am now. And one thing I've always held on to is how to care for others and how to love for them, respect their decisions, even though they can understand that they may not be mine. But they're theirs, and that's okay.
I definitely understand in certain ways. We would definitely draw the line in a different spot, you and I. But I can definitely, but I can understand, you know, like definitely there's a place for, you know, respecting where they're at, and you know, different things like that. At the same time,
we're here for.
If your friend is a heroin addict, right? Or
you can always try to write it
say
for
your
sure.
friend even goes and, you know, tries to murder your mom, right? I mean, seriously, you know, like, you wouldn't just say, oh, well, you know, I'm going to love you by just respecting, you know, your thought. You just go ahead, right?
Right.
And so how is that different than when we know that
Bold choice. What makes you say that?
Life, right?
We're Catholic, man. Catholic, yeah.
So
you go to St. Izzy's?
You know,
you go to St. Isidore's?
I wonder if
you go to any other Catholic church, I guess, in town?
No,
yeah, no worries, man.
And
so would you say,
like if you
say that your faith in Christ is your own, or you made it your own,
self-righteously, you know, or you know what I mean, hypocritically,
it's more of,
like,
you can't do it with your parents right now, but you still figure it out.
You know, in Matthew,
That's honest, man. I really appreciate that. Like, I lived like that for a while. I came from a different background.
Okay, gotcha. So, you know, Jesus says,
"Judge not." New Age is like all the gods are true,
that's in Matthew 7.
and like we can
right after that, that's when it talks about the log, right? Take the log out of your own eyes. So that
pretty weird. It's pretty weird. But what I realized, man, was the only true religion that stood up to scrutiny.
Does that
I didn't
mean
believe that crap.
that once we have removed the log, does that mean that we just leave respect in their eyes? No, we should absolutely make a judgment call, right?
Right, and at that point, maybe I would give them advice if they wanted my advice.
No, I'm not.
But I want to give them
the thing is, bro, you could walk away right now, and a meteor comes
this
down.
This is what you should do. My advice is to more of, if you
don't know where you're going, bro,
read, pray about it, talk to God about it, figure out with them, and go from there.
I love
and if they choose
that's
not
what
to,
I'm
and if
saying.
they choose to make the decision that they were already set on, then that's on them. I don't have to listen to them anymore if I don't want to.
Yeah, I hear you, but when it, I guess the difference is when
I went to
something
Catholic high
so
school. I know
serious,
all
right?
about that.
No, I know it's serious. My dad is in the medical field, and my dad has been around doctors. He's a nurse. He's actually the director of surgery at Olathe Med, and has been director of surgery at a couple of different places in Dallas. And when he was in Afghanistan, he oversaw all trauma centers. So, I mean, he's been with a lot of different medical professionals and stuff.
life.
Yeah, no, I've heard
Hebrews
stories, and I
10:14.
know what happens
By
whenever
one
they do
sacrifice,
abortions after
Jesus
birth.
has
I know that, and I
perfected
know it's very
for all
serious, and I
time
don't agree with
those
that
being
part.
sanctified.
But again, at that point, you
Man,
just
you're
shouldn't do
perfect all the time. That means you can't lose yourself.
I agree.
I mean,
But-
if
And
you
I
were
would say
truly
not
rooted
just
in
that,
Christ,
you know,
your
that again,
past
I'm not
and
wanting
future
to be
is forgiven.
judgmental in a
That
condemning way,
said,
but to say like I will
faith
adopt
that works
for
together.
it.
Right.
Serious.
I
Like, why
feel like
not?
we
You
don't
know,
like love,
seriously.
right? We probably
You ever
don't
hear
love
about
love.
anyone? Point them to
And
us,
so I'm
you
not,
know,
I'm
like,
not trying to be a hater out there.
Meanwhile, what I meant, I didn't mean to.
I want you to know where
but just
No,
to
you're
say,
okay.
just to say, you know, that
because life's suffering, man.
like,
Maybe you
if
have a
you
really
saw
nice life and not
someone-
pushing stuff. I did too for a while. But suffering,
you know, they're walking by and then they just
right?
drop on the floor.
Sickness comes, old age,
They
you're
just
blind.
walk by.
Oh, no,
You know,
I know. Yeah.
right. You know, same kind of thing. Or if they're in a burning building, right? Or again,
I
same
know you
kind
probably
of
heard a
thing.
million times.
Maybe this is a better analogy to say, you know, to your friend.
I will.
What's your
your
name?
your mom.
Grant. Nice to meet you.
Like,
Valid.
okay,
What's the
but
word?
you're
What's
not
your
just
opinion,
gonna
man?
say,
Hold on, I got a marker
right?
for
I
you.
mean, would you just say, okay, well,
There you
that's
go.
what you think is
Right, whatever
true.
you think.
I'm just going to
geez.
give you this idea, but
Whoa,
you know,
bold choice. What made you say that? Thanks, bro.
I mean, would you still?
Jeez, falling apart. You know what?
Would you say, no, this is wrong?
Yeah, just toss them in there, man.
No, yeah,
So you're Catholic?
I wouldn't want that to happen to my mom.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? I'm
Do you,
saying
you go to St.
it's the same way. I mean, especially
Okay,
if
awesome,
you're,
awesome.
you
What
say
year are you?
you're a Christian,
I'm freshman.
right? And so,
Freshman, okay.
in the
So you're
same
kinda new
way,
to
like
it.
God says to
Couple months in?
fight for justice, right? I mean, we're talking about
God
the
bless
most
you, man.
innocent.
Would you say you've like, did you grow up
Right?
Catholic?
Right? And so, I mean, they haven't done anything.
Nothing wrong with growing up Christian, bro. I mean, seriously,
so,
like, I guess
I mean,
my question is
obviously,
always like, do you feel like you've made your faith your own?
Doesn't, I mean, God says
That's what I want to
He
know.
says
Like,
to, you know,
because a lot of people walk around like, what
Here's the thing. If we trust Jesus,
right? I mean,
then that means
Frank, I was just talking with Grant,
realize that
the guy right for you
God
when you walked up, and he was saying, yeah, like, I haven't really made it
His
my
ways
own. I
are
just
best.
kind of go through
This is about Him. It's about His
Man.
glory, His purposes for us.
That's like, I don't know,
And
like,
that
I
we've
just
all
try to
gone against
communicate.
not just people who
You could walk out there right now, and
but
it's
also
like,
right.
where are you going? Right? If you don't have a relationship with
my wife,
leave, bro. Everything's in. I don't know. So I'm not trying to preach. I'm just like, out of love.
And God wants us to realize that anything wrong.
I mean, I just wanted to,
that we have
I
to
was
be
interested about what you guys
because
Please,
good
preaching
we'll
here.
dig into that. Yeah.
Right? And yet,
So are you guys,
He doesn't want us to. He wants to forgive us.
Yeah.
And so if we'll hate
We
our
are
sin and
definitely
put our hope in
just,
Him,
but we
Jesus
want to get people's
His ways
opinions.
are
We
best.
want-
Right? Then
Really, we
we
just
can have
want
true life with
entrances
Him.
into
And
conversations.
if indeed, so here's the point. Right? If we trust, here's the thing. If we trust Jesus,
This is the stuff that matters. You know?
So
People, I mean, 3,000 a day, bro, are murdered in our nation.
He says, you know,
It's just what's up. Here's the thing, most abortions
so we
now
don't we want
are
to
DIY.
to hate this
Plan
trust
B,
in
take
God,
it
trust that God
or Plan
really
C,
is
you know, whatever they call
trust
it.
that, hey,
The chemical
this is
abortions,
actually
the
murder,
Planned
it's
Parenthood out. They don't repent.
right? It's not good. And
They don't think it's
God
allowed.
wants to forgive.
But so it's way more. But in our state, it's like
Right? So does that make sense?
so that's why we go to the abortion.
Like I
Pray
encourage
outside
you to
and
give that
we
thought
plead
and
with
realize
those,
like
let us help
we
you,
want
don't
to
do this.
again not in a condemning
So that's
way,
where
a
we're coming
condescending
from.
way.
The
But
only reason we care
actually loving
You ever read Leviticus 20?
You know, it's not
Dude,
good for the
it will
people that
change
are
your full
affected by your
perspective.
sins. Well, you know,
It's like, it's only the first 5 verses are about child sex.
so
You'll
what
read it
would
and you go,
you
"Mine."
say?
And I feel like that's the kind
What
of
if the religious aspect is taken out of it? Because I noticed the safe and legal.
I mean, right? I mean,
The legal
some
part,
people
what
don't
if
get it.
religion was taken out of it? I
So
think
what do you mean?
I love this joke.
I know
You know who
religiously
Norman Donald
it
is?
is seen
Yeah.
wrong.
So he goes,
And
he tells the
I
joke.
will
He
agree with
goes,
that. It's not
he
religiously
says,
okay. But if you
no, I
take
know
religion
Jesus
out of it,
says,
I feel like each person should be able to
judge
make
not,
that
lest you be
choice
judged. Right?
as we did
Real
to
jerk.
make to do the
You know,
action.
it's like so funny because
You know,
obviously
at the same point in time, there
Jesus
are
doesn't
people
mean you
who have
can't
been,
say moral decisions are moral.
assaulted, and that's where their child comes from. You know,
But
and that's
don't
something
be hypocrite. Let
that
you
was
be
me
judged,
because I
right?
have been in that
By
place.
your own
I
standards. So
don't
don't be a
want
hypocrite.
to
So,
have to carry
and as
this
Christians,
child
we really
from
gotta
a traumatic
know,
event
what
for
does
9
God say?
months. And then
So I mean,
knowing
I guess
he would
what
not
has
be
your
able to
faith
give them
journey
up.
been like through
You know, like give give them to another family, no matter how much better their life would be.
Well, I
I have a kid through a traumatic event that will last, I will take care of for 18 years and so on.
Push that narrative.
You know, and so if we take all of that out, that's very hard. I think that needs to be a decision in all of that, and I think it is up to the person and the people that committed those acts of a murder or. If that makes sense. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there at the very end.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Gotcha. God bless.
Sorry, what was?
Sorry, keep going, bro.
Taking religion out of it and looking at it as
I've met and
just
encountered people
this,
that think
and
otherwise.
this.
Of course, yeah, of course you
You
have.
should be able to make that choice.
You live in the world, bro.
Yeah. Where the reason why I would disagree with
yeah,
that
like
is
let me
because,
throw this verse at you, man, because like.
Well, number one.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a little bit of like concerns
sake
about.
of time, you know,
I'm not saying you're not
go
saying
down the
or
road of
Catholics.
what we mean by religion, but
I just like there's some things I'm just
but
like, man, I
the
don't
way
know
you
about
use
this.
it, I would just say,
Talk to
yes,
your
take that out. Absolutely.
To be honest, man, I've read the councils of Trent, Vatican I, Vatican II. These are infallible documents that have the same authority as God's word and Catholic churches do. So like, I've read them. I'm just like, man, that doesn't line up.
He does want us.
So let me lay out one verse.
Starting now. He wants intimacy.
I have to like share with everybody.
That's the best
Catholic,
thing
not
that
Catholic,
have.
whatever.
And so when
Hebrews
you realize,
10:14,
like,
says, by one sacrifice,
that's just
Jesus
reality.
has
You know what I mean? Like you can't
for all time
erase what is.
those
You know what I mean? And so with that,
I could dive into that verse for 1,000 years and not understand the fullness of it.
Then we realize that actually,
like,
we don't have to.
here's what I know:
we
is that if
actually
I'm
trust
resting in
God is
Christ and under His sacrifice, right?
Like for instance,
right?
you
So
know,
like
if
future sins
people,
doesn't make them okay.
You know,
But it means the blood has already been covered for them, right? Because His atonement, His sacrifice is perfect. It literally says it perfects sin. And it doesn't mean, oh, I don't go on sin. I sinned. I sinned this morning. Right? What it means is before God, I'm justified. I'm made a son. I'm adopted into the family. What a problem I have with Catholic teaching is like, you can lose your salvation and come back and be a son. You're not a son. You're going to be God. You're a son again. Because, for example, what happened once, you have to go to confession because it's a mortal sin, or you go to hell. You know, and I'm not underplaying that. That's a horrible sin. It really is. But if you look at Scripture, man, God already paid for that sin. Now we can't go on sinning just like, oh, I just love sin. I just want to keep sin. That means you didn't have faith in the first place. You know, like that's not acceptable for a Christian. But to add rules of like